Kurusu's at the lab's PC. In a panic, she closes the open window.
ちょっと、入ってくるときはノックぐらいしてよ。
ここはお前のプライベートな部屋ではない。それに、敵が待ち伏せしているかもしれないのに、ノックして存在を知らせるバカがどこにいる？
敵が待ち伏せしてるかもって考えるバカこそどこにいる？
それで、クリスティーナ。お前はやるべきことをサボって何を見ていた？
I can somewhat guess. Or, actually, I saw it for a moment when I came in.
調べ物よ。
Looks like she plans on feigning ignorance to the end. I placed my bags in front of the computer. I slipped through Kurusu's blocking arms and restored the minimized window. おい、これはひどい、はいはい、ワルス、ワルス、みたいな笑い方はなんだ？
案ずるな、クリスティーナ。いや、アットチャンネラークリス！
その呼び方はやめて。
俺はすでに気づいていた。そう。とっくに気づいていたのだよ。お前が生粋のアットチャンネラーだということにな。隠そうとしても俺にはわかる。お前からは、アットチャンネラーとしての匂いのようなものが、プンプンと醸し出されていた。
失礼だな。ちゃんと毎日香りがきつくない香水つけてるぞ。
バカめ。そういう意味ではない。俺が言っているのは、魂レベルの話だ。
魂って、具体的にはどんなところだ？定義を聞かせて。
今後、バレないための参考にするのだな。
うるさい！いいから聞かせろ。
It's not something you can learn.
具体的もクソもない。お前はたまに、アットチャンネル用語をつぶやく時がある。
He does have a point there. I mean, hell, you've even noticed that you've done that.
うつだ。
今のもアットチャンネル語だな。まさに、魂レベルで染みついているということだろう。そして、このラボにはもう一人、アットチャンネル語をリアルで話すアホがいて、そいつのせいで、お前の魂は冷気させられた。
そうそう、橋田がいるせいで、私まで引きずられちゃうのよ。
だが、隠そうとするとはいじらしいな。アットチャンネルクリス。
その名で呼ぶな。
Okay, it might be a better idea not to call her that, man. She's really glaring at me. She's making me believe that looks could kill. Does this girl not have a sense of humor? I need to be careful next time.
しかし解せないな。アメリカ育ちなのに、なぜアットチャンネルに詳しいのだ？
4chan?
アメリカからでも、アットちゃんは見られる。あとは、わかるな。
そういうことか。英語ばかりの環境にいると、日本語が恋しくなってしまうのだな。しかし、よりによって、アットちゃんを選ばずともよかったものを。
I mean, all the pseudo-intellectuals appearing on the media seem to equate ad channel to bathroom scribbles.
ギスギスはしてるけど、一番日本の空気みたいなものが感じられる場所だっただけよ。それより、頼みがあるんだけど。
頼み？
Kurusu turns away and mumbles something. But her voice was too small, so I couldn't hear her quite well.
言いたいことははっきり言え。
When I urge her, Kurusu's still sour, face turns red.
このことは、みんなには内緒にしといて。
そんなにも知られたくないのか。ダルはお前の同類だし、マユリもオタだから、アットチャンネルへの理解は深いぞ。俺もよく見に行くしな。恥ずべきことは何もない。履歴書やプロフィールの趣味の欄には、堂々と、アットチャンネルを見ること、と書くがいい。
書けるかバカ。
何？ ということは VIP でアンカーを出すことの方がいいのか？
言葉の意味を理解できる自分が憎い。
Hold on a second.
まあいい。タイムリープマシンの開発に集中してもらうためにもこの件は黙っておく。おそらくすぐにボロが出て俺以外のラボメンにもバレるのも時間の問題だろうがな。
心配には及ばない。大学じゃ周囲はみんな年上だった。研究室じゃ一番の若造なのに論文は私が書かせてもらえた。処世術には長けてるのよ。甘く見ないで。
ヌルポ
がしまった。
His face gets redder and redder. And then she genuflects on the spot of defeat. The girl is pretty severe. This girl is a pretty severe channeler. Pure too. At least I don't think she excels at I don't think she excels at worldly wisdom. No, I can't talk today. Since it's night, we tried to activate the micro-revolphone, temp, again. But the result was no different. The discharge phenomenon still won't occur. Mayuri yawns a little while making her costumes with her sewing machine. After delivering her costume to the cosplayer, Fubuki-chan, she came here in the evening and kept working since. Now that I think about it, she usually goes back home at 7 or 8, but today, she's working hard.
マユリ、あまり遅くならないうちに帰れ。親が心配するぞ。
大丈夫だよ。マユシーは今日はここにお泊まりするのです。
え、本気か？
She's never done that before.
お父さんとお母さんにもね、
泊まって作業をしていくのか？
そうでもしないと、ゴミ間に間に合わないんだ。
よく親が許可したな。
I've met Mayuri's parents many times. They're as optimistic as Mayuri. But still, I don't think they'd like their underage daughter to stay overnight in such a dirty lab.
やはりこの俺、法院京馬の人望だな。あ、いや待て。人望などという言葉にはヘドが出る。つまり、そうではなく。そうか！マユリの親は、この俺へのイフで、やむを得ず娘を人質に。
通報しました。
Kurusu calls out from the development room. Looks like she was listening while tinkering with her microwave temp.
って言われたらどうする？
裏切るというのなら、俺の右腕が火を吹くことになるぞ。クリスティーナ。
はいはい、12秒、12秒。
クリスちゃんも一緒だからって説明したら、お父さんもお母さんも、それなら安心って言ってくれたんだよ。
それってつまり、私も泊まれっていうこと？
だってね、電話レンジちゃんの改良で大変なんでしょ？
I'm just gonna say this, that Yopadoodles thing. Normally I would find it stupid, but it's Mayuri, so I just think it's adorable.
まあそうだけど、このラボに泊まると気がめいるのよね。主に誰かさんのせいで。
環境というのは大事な要素だ、クリスティーナ。ここは研究に打ち込む以外にすることがないから意外と集中できる。ソースはこの大院京馬だ。
I still have no idea what the hell that sauce thing is.
それに聞いて驚くな。このラボには脳内物質を活性化させるシステムが組み込まれている。つまりこの俺の天才的かつ大胆かつ繊細な発明に対する着想は毎日ここに寝泊まりしているからこそ生まれるのだ。
脳内物質を活性化させるシステムって、あんた、一体何を垂れ流してるんだ？
工場排水のごとき言い方をするな、ザ・ゾンビよ。
ああ、マユシー知ってるよ。きっとあれじゃないかな。ほら。
Kurusu comes out of the development room to confirm what Mayuri's pointing at.
これって、芳香剤？
頭の良くなる芳香剤なんだって。秋葉王で買ってきたってオカリンが言ってた。あれっていつの頃だったっけ？
半年ほど前だな。値段は500円とお得だった。
岡部の話って本当に信じるに値しないわね。しかもこれ、中の薬剤はもう空っぽになってるし。
When I tried to buy the medicine replacement packs at Akibao, they stopped selling them.
まあいいわ。どっちにしろ私も泊まるつもりだったし。まゆりさん、付き合うわよ。
ほんと？よかった。
Girls' night!
ただし、岡部は出ていくこと。
出ていけだと？俺はここに住んでいるようなものなのだぞ。このラボこそシュタインズゲートの選択により示された魂の居場所なのだ。
Yeah, it is fucking Okabe's place. I mean, and I like that you guys are trying to have a girls' night sort of thing. But, can it be a girls' night plus one guy sort of thing? Or two, depending on if Doro comes, I guess. Huh? It is my damn place. Or Okabe's damn place. Just saying.
女子二人が泊まるって言ってるんだから、無才男子は自重してくれないと。それに、あんたって実家は遠くないんでしょ？
オカリンはね、マユシーと同じで池袋だよ。
電車で30分もかからないじゃない。どうせ今日は徹夜で手伝ってもらうほどのことはないんだから、おとなしく帰ったら？
だが断る。
まさか、私たちを襲うつもりか？
黙れ。伝部に猛虎犯が残る少女めが。
残ってない。あのな、前にもそれ言われたが、あんたいつ私のお尻を確かめた？
年下の女子2人だけをここに残していけるほど俺は能天気ではない。
オカリンも未成年なのにね。
あと1年半もしないうちに成人だ。それはつまりシュタインズゲートの選択的に言えば成人だということであり。
いや、それはつまり未成年だろ？
クリスちゃん、クリスちゃん。オカリンはね、マユシーたちのことを襲うような悪い人じゃないと思うよ。だってね、マユシーはもう10年以上の付き合いだけど、一度も襲われたことないもん。
Because you're like my best friend. Of course I wouldn't molest you.
でも、人質にされたことはあるんでしょ？
っていうかね、今も人質だよ。
強制退出させるべきね。
I take a deep breath while placing my hands into my brow. Oh, to my brow. And shaking my head lightly.
あまり俺を失望させるな、クリスティーナ。科学研究の世界に男も女もない。そうだろう。このラボは神聖なる研究の場なのだ。そのような下世話な話題をしたいのならば、お前こそ今すぐ出ていくがいい、猛虎犯。
When I strictly point this out, Kurusu seems convinced. She's giving me an okay gesture, spreading both hands and returns to the development room.
あ、そうか。やはりクリスティーナの伝部には猛虎犯が。
ねえよ。
About an hour later, after she had begun to concentrate on work, I went to a convenience store to buy dinner and also to check my phone. Click. No, it's Ferris. Is Mayushi doing fine? I want to tell her to do her best for Kamima. Yeah. Ferris might not be able to participate this year, Nyan. Somehow, I don't have the energy, Nya. Now I'm completely burnt up. Like Stand Joe. Stand up, Joe. Nyan. Someone. Save. Meow. The world. It looks like it's collapsing, Nya. Alright. Cool. In the end, I didn't see Daru all day today. Though he did say he had a part-time job. Whatever job he has is a mystery to me. Probably something utilizing his super haka skills. It's best if he's not on the wrong side of the law, though. While taking my evening stroll, I skim at channels occult board on my phone. Please tell me I don't have to read that. I got used to not reading that a while ago. Lately, Tighter hasn't made any appearance. When was his last appearance again? It's almost been a week. I've kept my distance from him ever since he said, "You might be the Messiah," when he contacted me in his last personal mail. And at the same time, Tighter stopped posting. Just about all of Atchan's denizens are posting slander against Tighter. The majority opinion is he ran away. I wonder where Tighter went. I tried mailing him at his supposed personal address, but he hasn't replied. Actually, I'm worried about the disappearance, this disappearance, since I think that Tighter might be Suzuha's father. I want to contact him somehow. As I think that, the mail arrives. No sender name. The address is one I've seen once before. I've got a bad feeling about this. I pause and take a look around. Then I take a gulp and open the mail. What? What? Oh shit. It feels as if a cold hand stroked my spine. I'm pretty sure that's Dollhead, but the fuck? I embrace myself to brace myself. Weird. I quickly delete the mail. It came again. Danger. I feel endangered. This is a warning. From the organization? From CERN? Did CERN find out? Should I report it to the police? I can't. I just deleted the mail. And the police probably won't take action due to just two threat-like mails. When the first mail came, I didn't tell anyone. But should I consult someone after all? But who is this someone? Not those two girls. I can't worry them. Those two girls are younger than I. Then Mawaka? No. She once was a lab ma'am, but she's been weird lately. Even if I consult her in that state, I won't get an answer. Suzuha is probably concentrating on her father. I guess I can only consult Daru. I need to make it clear whether or not CERN found out about our hacking. I wonder how CERN is acting. They're not going to just suddenly kill us, right? I wanted to be optimistic, but my walk back to the lab spontaneously became a sprint back. I rush into the lab, a little out of breath. I lock the entrance door behind me. Then I finally breathe easily. But I suddenly feel something out of place. Mayuri and Kurusu should be here, but they're not. Did they go home? But their bags are still here. The lights are still on. The lock. When I entered it just now, the door was unlocked. That's something to worry about. I shiver at the thought of the last mail. Don't tell me those two were kidnapped. By whom? By the organization? Or by CERN? And then I hear a strange noise. The sound is... a shower? The lavish furnished with a shower room inside the dressing room. Having a shower room instead of a bathroom reeks of poverty. Furthermore, it's just a narrow space. It's one-person use only. When I hear the sound of water flowing from the shower, I recall a scene from Hitchcock's famous movie. Don't tell me. Flesh blood, mixing into the water and flowing into the drain. The corpses of two girls, sprawled out naked. With that imagination, I hurriedly open up the door to the shower room.
おい大丈夫か
Oh, shit, this is awkward. Yeah, you guys are fully naked right now. That's for anyone who wants to enjoy that, I guess. This is, I didn't mean to! I thought you guys were dying! I thought this was turning all psycho on us! I'm sorry!
オカリ、覗きは良くないよ。
Inside the steam, I saw the wet, naked bodies of the two girls. Yeah, you do. Mayuri squatting down while Kurisu bashfully twists her body, desperately trying to hide her precious spots. I wonder if their faces are turning red because they're showering, or because of something else.
ふうびっくりした。殺されたわけではなかったのだな。
And you're acting very oddly, used to this. Then again, I guess playing it cool probably is the best thing to do in this situation. I calmly wipe the cold sweat off my brow and take a deep breath.
ヒヤヒヤさせないでくれ。というか、よくその狭いシャワールームを二人で一緒に使う気になったな。
And then I felt like killing intent. Burn in Kurisu's eyes behind me with her wet hair.
いいから出てけ、変態か！
うおお
And then she starts to throw syrup straight in my face. I desperately take refuge in the dressing room. Well, that was clearly all my fault.
そういうことされるとね、マユシーは悲しいし、恥ずかしいです。あんた、覚えときなさいよ。許さない。絶対に許さないからな。
Damn it. This was just a small accidental misunderstanding. But in the first place, before I left, I purposefully looked at the two showering. And that was wrong of me. Kurisu and Mayuri were defenseless if they weren't being cautious about my existence. Jeez. It's good that it was me, but it would have been bad if the enemy came. It's going to be a problem if they're this naive. And by the way, I couldn't find a birthmark on Kurisu's butt, obviously. Anyway, weren't they showering for an awfully long time? Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 15 minutes since I got back. If those two started using the shower when I left, then that's more like a long bath and a long shower. And now, I can hear the laughing voices from the shower room, even though they're yelling at me from peeking just earlier. They really seem like they're enjoying themselves. They get along almost like sisters. What? Chris-chan, you're so stylish. But Mayuri, your breasts sure are big. I'm jealous. They're having a conversation like that as they touch each other's bodies, right? I'm proud of my brain's ability to spellingly reproduce the sight of their naked bodies as I remember. Dude! No, whatever. Their wet hair, drops of water beading off their skin, the bulges of their chests, the conveniently placed steam that hid all of that. I put my phone to my ear.
俺だ。少し まずい状況になりつつある。この最強マッドサイエンティストである法王院京馬が、蒙古藩少女と能天気少女の姉妹から精神攻撃を受けている。ああ、これは今まで味わった中でも最大級の攻撃力だ。無防備こそ最強の攻撃だと思い知らされたよ。奴らめ、いよいよ本気を出してきたと見える。実にけしからん。少女たちを倒せだと。そんなことができるものか。なぜなら、奴らに操られているあの少女たちは、俺の仲間であり、幼馴染なのだから。どうしてもか。どうしても。俺は彼女たちを倒さなければならないのか。だとしたら、俺は今回ばかりは、シュタインズゲートの選択を恨むぞ。ヘル。臭い。勘ぐれる。
I rang out a murmur and put away my phone. Maybe I'll head out into the night. Head out into the night wind a little. That doesn't make any sense to me. I've never heard that. About 2 days later, Kurusu and Mayuri confined themselves in the lab. Daru and I also support Kurusu overnight. According to Daru's investigation, it should be easy to remotely control mini black hole generator with the LHC. For time travel, the mini black holes evaporate after several seconds inside the LHC at the proton collision point, where the lifter is installed. During those few seconds, Stern throws a human into the singular point. We'll use those few seconds too. Supergravity at the circumference of the mini black hole causes infinite compression. Stern's using the lift to restrain that overbearing force, but that control is a little loose. Obviously, the LHC can't influence its global environment, and the mini black hole infinite compression phenomenon slightly deallocates memory. We plan to send binary data at that time to compress it to 36 bytes plus alpha. Daru's coding a program to remotely control that. What I did was search for the certain something that replaces the lifter. What I understand is that something isn't inside the microwave, but something interfering with it outside. Kurusu said she never thought about that, but we still haven't figured it out that something outside is, or what the something outside is. I consulted Daru about that threat mail, but Daru persistently said they definitely didn't find out. Of course, I tried to get him to check if we've been tracked, but in the end he said they didn't find out. I understand he's confident in his own work, so I trust in Daru too. If Daru says they didn't find out, then they didn't find out. But my anxiety wouldn't die. This music is fucking awesome too, by the way. It's so freaky and funky. It's Friday. It's Friday, and Kurusu is just about to done with the time leap machine development. The lifter problem still hasn't been solved, though. With these circumstances, Kurusu once again began speaking with worries.
最終調整のために電話レンジを稼働させる。
Operate the microwave phone. In other words, activate the discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. Needless to say, Mr. Brown is downstairs. The discharge phenomenon violently shakes the entire building. We've stopped that shaking for these 3 days so Kurusu could work improvements, but Kurusu and Daru look at me.
Okarin, あとは任せた。
フォローお願い。
つまり、敵地に乗り込み死ねというのだな。
あんたの犠牲があって初めてタイムリープ用電話レンジは完成するのよ。
それにこれまでも店長のご機嫌取りに行ってたのはオカリンだったじゃん。
Oh yeah, totally.
ならばなおさらたまにはお前たちが。
私は無理。あの店長さん以前にバイトから目の敵にされてる。
いいだろう。だが忘れるな。俺は絶対に死なん。不死鳥のごとく何度でも蘇るぞ。
With that said, I ended up being the one to go.
オカリン、死んじゃやだよ。
Alone in the lounge, making costumes at her own pace, Mayuri sees me off as I head downstairs. Hey Suzuha, I'm probably gonna need your help. When I step into the store, manager, Suzuha, and the usual small woodland creature are lazily watching some guy in shades on the huge brown tube TV. It's in the middle of the day, but they're watching TV at work.
おーす、岡部倫太郎。
I raise my hand in response to Suzuha's call. The usual small woodland creature, Nai, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me.
この店は相変わらず繁盛していないようですね。
おう、岡部か。ブラウン管買ってけ。
いりません。俺は解雇中ではないのでね。買うなら液晶テレビを買いますよ。
I look around the store as I answer. That reminds me. I just noticed now, of all times, it's the something that replaces the lifter. I hadn't considered the possibility that it's here in the workshop. Since I've only considered the range outside the microwave to be confined in the lab. But in terms of vertical distance, the lab development room is right next to the brown tube workshop. Which means that something is brown tube TV?
てめえ、最近女ばっか連れ込んでるらしいじゃねえか。
ばっかと言ってもいつもメンツは変わりませんよ。
私もこの前お邪魔してきたよ。
たまには俺も呼べ。若い娘と話してみて。
お父さん、ケツ。
違うぞなえ。これは社会勉強であり、それと顧客獲得のための営業活動なんだよ。
Muscular old dude desperately makes excuses to his daughter.
そもそもさ、店長の言い草じゃまるで私が若くないみたいじゃん。
若くはないな。
Suzuha has the same age as Daru and I. Older than Mayuri and Kurusu.
なーにー？岡部倫太郎、なんつったん？
事実だろ。
Yeah, she's young. I mean, come on. She's still a spunky young lad.
なえ、お父さんはお前さえいれば幸せなんだからな。ね。
うん、わかってるよ。でも、ケツっぽいことはもう言わないでね。
もちろん約束するさ。
And then the father and daughter start the pinky promise. Damn manager, you're way off character. Just how did this father give birth to a daughter like that? Unlike manager, the usual small woodland creature is a nice, honest girl. I don't really like how she's so afraid of me though. Well, I came here to explain that the building is going to shake, but how do I bear the bad news? How many more earthquakes can this building withstand? No, that's too blatant, isn't it? An earthquake approaches. My demon eye, reading Steiner, perceived it. Run quickly. Yep, that might be a good plan.
ねえ、昨日も椎名真由里は泊まったの？
ああ。
ってことは、マキセ、クリスも？
ああ。二人とも上にいる。
そっか。
Come on, don't fight. Granted, you probably would kick her ass. You seem like you know what you're doing in a fight. Or you wouldn't know what you would be doing in a fight. Suzuha bears hostility when it comes to Kurusu. Like always.
お前の方はどうだ？
どうだって？
少しは元気が出たのか？
ああ、うん。まあね。捜索は継続中。
あ？おいバイト、何の話だよ。
私、父さんを探してるんだって、店長にも前話したじゃん。
ああ、その話か。岡部、探してやれ。
Why does this old dude have to boss me around?
無論だ。鈴葉はすでにラボメンとなっているのだからな。俺とその他メンバーに任せておけ。
Then Suzuha looks at me with sparkles in her eyes. The store's dim, though.
岡部倫太郎って、私と同い年なのに、すごく年上って感じだな。なんか、ぐいぐい引っ張ってく力があるよね。
That's the first time anyone said anything that to me. I'm a little happy.
当たり前だ。俺は王院京馬なのだからな。
Oh, come on, kid. The usual small woodland creature begins to cry and shake in my thunderous voice and magnificent gestures. I guess my induced insanity aura is intimidating incarnate for such a small elementary school girl. My aura is a sin.
岡部、もし次大声出して苗を怯えさせたら殺す。
Understood, man.
すみません。
でもさ。
Then, with a small voice, Suzuha pulls me by the arm and, in a small distance away from the Tenergies, who had gone back to watching TV.
これだけは忠告しとくけど、マキセクリスには留意して。
Perspicacious?
留意
I'm gonna guess it means careful. Like perspiration? Perceptive?
またか。ただの逆恨みだろ。
Suzuha strongly shakes her head.
違う。これは事実。私はそれを存知している。
God, I'm loving the words you do. You know why? Because I look them up, and then I put them here, in the video, and then I know what those words means forever now. Well, not always. Sometimes I forget what they mean. But, looking back at these videos, I'm like, oh, okay, now I remember what that means again. So I become smarter. And I always like knowledge. I know I'm ruining the mood, but hey. Cognize. Recognize? Oh, come on, that's just a shortened thing. I don't even know if that's a real word. Until I edit this, and then I'll find out if it's a real word or not. Which I'm breaking the fourth wall, I guess. Suzuha seems to use out-of-place words. Cognize isn't a word people normally use. More importantly than that...
あの女の頭脳は危険すぎ。それに、結局あいつ、実験のことしか考えてないんだ。
Sworn enemies. Whenever Suzuha talks about Kurusu, she has a stern face.
君たちは利用されてるだけだよ。いい？よく聞いて。あの女は、セルンに通じてる。
No way. That's impossible. Cerner's our enemy. Cern probably recognizes us as an enemy too. That's only if Daughter's hacking was found out, though. Kurusu's connected to Cern, you say?
つまりスパイだと言いたいのか。
Suzuha clearly nods.
タイムマシン開発の功績も、あの女のものになった。
More out-of-place words. But I don't quite know exactly... Wait. But I don't know quite... Wait. What? But I don't quite know what exactly is out of place. I don't know why the hell that one was so hard for me.
だからさ、気を許しちゃダメ。
I can't believe it. When Kurusu found out about the evil of CERN, she was seriously mad. She said their acts are treacherous to scientists everywhere. She believes in pure research, that much. So Kurusu can't be connected to CERN. But if what Suzuha says is true, then... Was that mail from Kurusu too? As for me, I looked down on Maoka as suspicious, but... Then the ground shakes beneath my feet. Kurusu started the experiment. But I haven't started talking to manager yet.
予想より早い。
おい、こら、岡部
Sure enough, veins on manager's forehead swelling in response to the shaking.
揺らすなって何度言ったらわかんだ。若い娘だろうが俺は容赦しねえぞ。家賃1万円アップだ。
待ってください、ミスター・ブラウン。これは我がラボの仕業ではなく、自信だ。俺の魔眼、リーディングシュタイナーがそう予知を。
自信だ？そんなごまかしが通用すると思ってるのか。
Damn it! It was such a foolproof plan, too! The shaking gets more intense, knocking down a brown tube from its pile.
ブラウン管ちゃんが
Crap. I can't talk my way out of this!
てめえ、岡部
Manager switches off the 42-inch brown tube with the remote to protect it while trembling in rage. His projected image disappears. He clings to the huge brown tube to protect it from the objects falling from the ceiling.
収まった？
みたいだな。
It calmed down. I carefully stepped I carefully stepped through the rubble spread by the tremors, dumbfoundedly took the remote from manager. I pressed the red power button. Once again, the guy in shades appears on the screen on the huge brown tube TV managers cling to it.
どうしたの？
We found it, damn it!
見つけた。ついに見つけたぞ。これに間違いない。そうだ。これこそがリフターに変わるもの。
We're geniuses, aren't we?
これほどわかりやすいのになぜ気づかなかったのだ、俺は。
So wait, you're telling me that the thing has to be on for the thing to work. That's my guess as to what's going on right now.
いや、今この瞬間に気づいたことこそが、シュタインズゲートの選択だということか。
おい、岡部。何笑ってやがる。うちの娘を怖がらせるな。それと、ブラウン管の弁償と家賃値上げだからな、おい。
少し静かにしていただきましょうか。ミスター・ブラウン。今まさに、俺は、時空の支配者となることが確定したのですからね。
A fist drives into the top of my head. My skull reverberates from the impact, shaking my brains. Countless stars fly through my vision.
この俺に。
ああ
ミスター・ブラウン。ブラウン化の弁償については、ひとまずつけて頼みます。
With that said, I fly out of the workshop. Whoops. I guess he tried rubbing it. It throbs. Damn, Mr. Brown. Has he no shame in hitting me seriously? Maybe I should report him for assault. Furthermore, I'm compelled to perform a strategic withdrawal. No, this is still part of the strategy. A 10,000 yen rent increase is tough, but in exchange, I've obtained important information in a form I'd never expect.
結果オーライだな。
We totally fucking win in the long run.
おかりー、今揺れたけど、下は大丈夫だった？
My earring could appear from the second story window.
本当に不死鳥のごとく復活してるわね。
クリスティーナ、俺は今ここで予言しよう。3分後、お前はこの俺の偉大さに気づき、尊敬の念を抱くとな。
それはないと思う。
I run up the stairs.
なんでそんなわかりやすいことに今まで気づかなかった？
There's a possibility that the 42-inch brown tube TV downstairs as the lifter's replacement. After I told that to Kurusu, that was her first response.
なぜ俺は責められているのか。
責めてるんじゃない。私も含めて誰も気づけなかった間抜けさにがっかりしてるだけ。
東大元暮らしはガチ。
整理すると、さっき2階で電話レンジカッコ仮を稼働させ、ビルが揺れ出した時は42型のブラウン管テレビはついていた。だがテレビを消すと、それに同期するようにして揺れも収まったのだ。
放電現象は途中で強制的に中断されたわ。念のためにバナナを入れておいたんだけど、ゼリーマンにはならなかった。
それはね、いいことだと思うな。食べ物を粗末にしちゃダメだよ。
Nobody answers my Yuri's missing the point statement. When we look into the structure of the brown tube on the net, we find out something interesting. Brown tubes use an inner component called an electron gun to superheat electrons or emit them through an electronic field, accelerating them, and it converts them into a beam. Those electrons scan onto the display's phosphor layer to emit light. That's how they're structured. Thus, it seems appropriate as a replacement for the lifter.
解は出たわね。42が放電現象は
Damn it.
その影響よ。
Hold on a second, I gotta... Yeah.
42型ブラウン管が放出している電子が電話レンジの作り出したリング特異点に干渉していた。
夜になると電話レンジが使えなくなったのはブラウン管工房が閉まってる時間だったからか。
The Brown Tube workshop doesn't have especially strict business hours, but it's usually open from around 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The microwave O-phone temp time rule I came up with. We can use it about noon to 6. Matches up perfectly. Whenever we abruptly couldn't use it during those times, can simply be explained with the fact that the 42-inch brown tube TV just wasn't on.
だが、ブラウン管がそんなに強力な電子を放出しているとは思えん。
電子量は強ければいいというわけじゃない。そんな単純な問題なら、セルンはとっくに問題を解決している。
I see. Oops. Damn it. Whatever. The strict value was unknown until now, and just by chance it happened to match the 42-inch brown tube's electron emission ratio. It's reasonable to think of it like that.
まさに偶然の一致よ。ここには奇跡的にタイムマシンができる環境が揃っていた。
いや違うなクリスティーナ。すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択だ。
Kurusu gives an unusual wry smile at my words.
別になんだっていいけど。
Mayuri halts her costume making and tilts her head.
つまりね、スーパー電話レンジちゃんを完成させるためにはどうすればいいの？
原因が究明できたなら恐れることはない。あの大きなブラウン管がついているとき、タイムリープは可能になるという解を導けると思う。
さっき中断された最終調整も含めてさ、もう一回は実験が必要じゃね？
そうね。岡部。
なんだ？
もう一度下に行ってあのブラウン管をつけてきて。
クリスティーナよ。それは実に面白い冗談だな。ミッションインポッシブルだ。
Like hell I can! The top of my head's still throbbing! I can't even play the Mission Impossible theme in my head. It's an endless death flag.
いいから、さっさと行きなさいよ。
Kurusu orders me with a sour look. It's like I'm the assistant.
あんたならできるって。さっきだってすごい発見してきたでしょ。
常習よ。お前、この俺を偉大なマッドサイエンティストだと認めているか？
いいえ。
あ。
ぐほー、即答とかひどす。
ガク。
あ、しまった。おだてて頑張らせるなら、 ここははいって言っておくべきだった。というわけで、はい。
遅いわ。
リフターの代替装置が見つかった今、タイムリープマシンは 99% 出来上がってる。
Kirisu suddenly tightens her expression, but those eyes were gleaming ablaze. She's a true seeker, through and through. She seems excited that the completion of the first time leap machine in human history is at hand. Looking closely, her face is slightly flushed.
このラボの夢でしょ？タイムマシンは。
Our dream, huh? I wasn't particularly aware of it, though. I'm definitely interested, too. My fingers are shaking. Not from fear of manager, but from excitement.
この俺の夢は時空を意のままに操り、これまでの支配構造をぶち壊すこと。そしてそこに新たな混沌を。
岡部。
Kirisu interrupts my words.
私は法王院じゃなくて、岡部の意見が聞きたい。
She stares motionlessly at me. I make her gaze ahead. Damn it! I take her gaze head on. Son of a bitch, I cannot read. I spontaneously smile.
上等だ。すべて俺に任せるがいい。
I inform her so, and head to the entranceway. I should ready myself for 2 more fists and another 10,000 yen rent increase. Kirisu and Daru send me off with applause for some reason. Mayuri is the only one who looks worried, but I pat her delicate shoulders to relieve her. When I get downstairs, Suzuha and the usual small woodland creature have gone outside. They're sitting side by side on the bench. Okay, now is when I get Suzuha's help, right?
ウィース。
And I only bows her head.
店長、
damn it.
さっきのでめちゃくちゃ機嫌悪くなっちゃってさ。今ないと退避中。
Even that makes me hesitate to step in.
さっき思いっきりごっちんされてたけど、大丈夫？
Kapowed? No, wait. Is that the onomatopoeia kapow? Jeez. Looks like elementary students can use proper Japanese.
この俺の世界遺産級の価値がある頭脳をよりによって殴るとはな。あの一撃により一体何億個のニューロンが死に絶え、人類の未来に多大な損失を被ったことか。
それは惜しい人を亡くしたな。
For some reason, she pays her respects. But I'm not dead yet. Don't just kill me off.
ごめんなさい。お父さんがひどいことして。
こんな小動物め、なんと人間的によくできた娘なのだ。
I want to make a Titan joke for no reason just because it says humanity. I really can't think if this docile kid is manager's daughter.
案ずるな。俺も店長には迷惑をかけたし、おあいこだ。
And I slightly smiles at my words of relief.
時にバイト選手よ。お前に協力を頼みたい。
This is gonna be fun.
ミスター・ブラウンの目を5秒でいいから引きつけておいてもらいたいのだ。
And then Suzuha's eyes shine.
色仕掛けだね。
I was not expecting that! Oh, damn. Yes, that would be amazing to watch. Oh, shit. Whew, okay. For some reason, she flexes her bicep.
触ってみ？
Breathing roughly, I try poking it. It's just as hard as her confidence suggests. She seems stronger than I am. But I don't really understand what flexing has to do with seduction.
誰も色仕掛けをしろとは言っていない。お前がやりたいと言うなら構わんが。
それぐらいできなきゃ戦士失格だし。それにさ、父さんのこと一緒に探すって言ってくれたでしょ。だから私もできるだけ君に協力したい。
なるほど。ならば戦士よ、任せるぞ。
オーキードーキー。
鈴葉お姉ちゃん、お父さんをいじめないでね。
いじめたりしないって。
いかにも。
I wanted to say, I'm the one being bullied. But just a while ago I saw we were even. So I held back.
苗はここで待ってて。
The usual small wooden creature nods at Suzuha's words. When we enter the store, the manager just cleaned up the pieces of bronze tube that fell down and broke. When our eyes meet, another vein pops out of manager's brow.
筋を通しに来たのなら聞いてやる。ただし、賃下げ要求には応じねえからな。
先ほどは失礼しました。こちらも気が動転していたのでね。そこで、謝罪の意も込めて、我がラボを代表し、ここにいる天音鈴葉から、ミスター・ブラウン、あなたにプレゼントを送らせてもらう。
店長、刮目せよ！
And then they both attacked and took him down. With a heroic voice, unlike what you'd expect for a seduction, Suzuha slowly takes off her coat.
Yeah!
Oh! For some reason, she throws the coat at hit manager's face. Oh, she's strangling him and stuff. I can see her bra! Or so I thought, but what Suzuha wearing underneath her coat is a tank top that bears her midsection like a sports bra. Yet without any sign of embarrassment, she rushes the manager like that. She wraps behind him, grabs her coat, and pulls it strongly over his face.
Okabe 凛太郎、今だ！
No, like hell, this is my chance. What happened to seduction? I mean, at this rate, you're going to suffocate him. I stare dumbfounded at Suzuha's absurd actions, unable to move from that spot.
早く！
Manager waves around both his arms, trying to escape Suzuha's restraint. Though it is a surprise attack, there's a huge difference in strength between the two of them. It's just a matter of time before he shakes Suzuha off.
よくやった戦士よ。お前の英雄的行動に感謝する。
At this rate, I have no choice but to run, so I dash to the counter, deep in the store. I grab the 42-inch brown tube TV remote and press the red button. After about 2 seconds of lag, the gigantic screen displays an image. The usual guy in his shades appears at the same time the ceiling starts shaking. Producer activated the microwave phone with perfect timing.
また揺れてる。岡部凛太郎、これって。
Did she really carry out the shameless strategy without knowing my objective?
助かったぞバイト戦士。できればあと10秒ほどそのまま拘束していてくれ。
During that time, I escaped from the store. Outside, an eyes-following earthquake drill procedure, crouching while protecting her head. I ignore that and look up to the second floor. Gersu looks out the window with the same timing. She happily thrusts her thumb up. But right after that, she twitches awkwardly, turning away with her normal sour look. What the hell's with that attitude? I even risked my life with the decisive invasion of the Braun Tube workshop. Well, whatever. In any case, the experiment was a success. The 42-inch Braun Tube TV was the final key after all. Now, how do I explain this to manager? The way things are right now, he might expel us from the building. It might have been a mistake to leave things to Suzuha without considering the consequences. When I timidly peek into the store...
ちょっと店長、私 服返してよ。
I see Suzuha, timid in her tank top. Manager's opposite her, in a pompous
うっ
arrogance.
せえ。これは没収だ。
この変態。
変態はおめえだろうが。いきなり脱ぎ出したと思ったら、服を俺の顔面に押し付けてくるとは。大したプレーだったぜ。岡部に感謝しねえとな。
プレイとか言わないでくんないかな。キモい。
とにかく今日は一日、その格好で仕事しやがれ。へそだし、結構。なんなら店の前で客引きしてくれてもいいんだぜ。
前に言いつけるよ。
はは。あの子はおめえより俺の言葉を信じるだろうよ。何しろ、俺の娘だからな。
そう。
No problems here. Suzuha's seduction strategy is success, I guess. Anyway, Mr. Brown, I've misjudged you.